Right, hey guys. So in this video, I'm going to be talking really briefly about Booleans and conditionals. You have been introduced to these two concepts in class and in lecture. However, we haven't really talked about the syntax in much detail, which is going to be important tomorrow on your lab exam. I will review these two things in lecture tomorrow morning because I will be running it, but I wanted to put up this video and have you guys ask questions first so I could directly address the problems that you're having instead of just blindly rushing into it. I want to save as much time as possible so that we can review anything that you guys want to review before the lab exam in the afternoon. Alright, so that being said, we haven't really gone over the syntax for a comparison in a conditional, so that is pretty important. You guys already kind of know how to start a conditional statement, if, and then some condition, and then you want to do something if that's true. Alright, so the syntax here, I've basically written a function, a very simple function, to show you how conditionals and booleans work. So if you pay attention here, I'm taking x and y as parameters, and I'm just basically comparing if x equals y, then we're going to return true. Alright, so although I'm saying here that if x is equal to y, then do something, you notice here that I have two equal signs, and this syntax is important. We use one equal sign when we're assigning a value to a variable. So if I were to say x equals to 2, I'm assigning 2 to the x variable. I'm assigning whatever is on the right side over to x, and Ruby knows to do that because I put a single equal sign here. When we are testing a conditional, we're not necessarily assigning the second variable here on the right to the one on the left. So the only way that you can tell Ruby that you want to compare these two things instead of assign it is to make it a double equal sign. This is telling Ruby to compare these two values instead of assigning the right-hand value to the left-hand value. So you want to be assigned, or if you want to compare if this is equal to this in a conditional, you want to do that with a double equal sign syntax. Alright, so here is a list of all the other syntax that you probably want to use for a conditional. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory the way I've listed it out here. Basically, if you want to test if something is not equal to something, the syntax is exclamation mark and then equals, and then if you want to test something less than or equal to is less than sign or equal. One thing I want to caution you, whenever you test these things, the not equal to or less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, the equal sign always comes second. Make sure you do not mess these two up because you will end up getting a syntax error. Alright, so that's pretty much it for conditionals. If you have any questions, please ask and we will talk about it and go over it again in class tomorrow. The other thing is Booleans, and this is a pretty simple topic. Booleans aren't really anything special. Basically, they're just reserved words that you can't assign a value to. They can't be used as a variable. So how you would do this is literally if you wanted to return true, you would just say return true without any quotes or anything. Just type it out, and if you're using a graphic text editor, it'll change the words. So what I've done here is I've run this function over here, and you can see that if I put 2 and 2 for x and y as my parameters, it returns true because I compared x and y, and this condition held true, so it went here and returned true. And remember, return automatically stops the function, so it didn't even go on to this. Alright, so, and then the second one, I ran it again with different parameters. Obviously, x and y are different in this case. I assigned 3 to y, so this condition didn't hold true. It went to the else statement, and it returned false. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep this video really short and sweet. If you have any questions on any of those, please comment below. And let me know what I should be covering in lecture tomorrow morning. So that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.